Even the most venomous snakes are afraid of this snake killer. There are about 3,000 snake species on the world, with the exception of Antarctica, Iceland, Ireland, Greenland, and New Zealand. Only approximately 207% of the 600 poisonous species may kill or severely injure a human. But there is a mysterious creature even the most venomous snakes are afraid to take on. This creature has the ability to take on snakes and cobras like they are an easy meal. And that too without taking too much damage. Yes, it would be difficult to believe, but there exists such a creature. And in this video, we are going to talk about this snake killer called the mongoose. Snakes have a lot of predators, like birds, honey badgers, wolverines, etc. But mongooses are a different story altogether. Let's know in detail about the infamous snake killer. Mongooses are prevalent in the jungles of southern Asia and Africa. Although many have been imported into other regions of the world, the common mongoose has thick, yellowish-gray hair that is weathered with brown and black. On a pointed head and snout, its tiny ears are placed below keen eyes. Some species hunt at night, while others feed in the morning and evening and rest throughout the day. They are ferocious warriors, yet they are readily tamed. These inquisitive creatures have drawn to shiny and brightly colored objects and, like pack rats, accumulate a large number of such items in their nests. Despite the fact that they are not resistant to poison, they do not hesitate to confront dangerous snakes. A mongoose, like a roadrunner bird, will slowly circle about a snake before launching an assault. The snake strikes again, but the attacker effortlessly avoids it and attempts it repeatedly. The snake becomes exhausted each time, and eventually the mongoose kills it. The Indian and gray mongooses are frequently tamed and employed by street vendors in India to fake confrontations with dangerous cobras. The mongoose is constantly triumphant, and the owner survives on the money flung to him for his pet's exploits. To show you how the mongoose fares against the most dangerous reptiles, let us show you how it performs against a king cobra. There aren't many creatures that can battle a king cobra and eat it for supper, but one of them is a mongoose. They aren't related to weasels, but if you're a member of the order Carnivora, which includes mammals that are mainly carnivorous and have teeth designed for meat eating, you can be on Team Dog or Team Cat. Weasels are linked to dogs, and regardless of how much mongooses resemble weasels, they are firmly on Team Cat. Mongooses are colonial creatures, which means they live in colonies. The majority of species are found in Africa, but one species, the Javan mongoose, has been brought to Europe and has caused havoc on ecosystems all over the world, particularly on islands such as Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica. Mongooses are tiny, but they are intelligent and fierce, and they are what scientists call non-discriminatory predators. They'll eat if they can capture it or kill it, and an animal like that can cause a lot of harm on an island. But how can a tiny mongoose take on one of the world's most poisonous snakes, such as the massive king cobra, whose venom can kill an adult person in approximately 30 minutes? The grudge battle described in Rudyard Kipling's 1894 short story, Rikki Tikki Tavi, is perplexing. But a few specific characteristics have allowed mongooses to add poisonous snakes to their menu. For starters, mongooses are swift and nimble, with strong jaws and thick skins to protect them from those terrifying cobra teeth. They also don't mind rushing a cobra, which, despite its size and very lethal venom, it's actually quite timid and disinterested in clashing with anybody. A king cobra's avoid lists includes combative people and mongooses. But then, chemistry enters the picture. It is not impossible for a mongoose to become ill or even die as a result of a cobra bite. However, mongooses produce a glycoprotein that binds to the protein in the venom. Thus, a reasonable dose of snake venom will not harm them. This trait, combined with the mongoose's hunting abilities, makes it more difficult for any snake, including the king cobra, to bring it down. Many people believe that the cobra will win in such a confrontation. This theory is supported by the fact that the mongoose is a small animal and that the cobra's poison would have the same impact on it as it would on other animals. The Indian gray mongoose, in particular, is very resistant to cobra bites. Some mongoose species, such as those found in the wild, may avoid the cobra since they graze on a variety of different animals and are not accustomed for battling for their food. Mongooses are fascinating creatures. However, if you reside in the United States, you are not permitted to have one as a pet. They are illegal in all states save Hawaii, where they are considered a hazardous invasive species. Let us know why snake venom is not much of a deal for the mongooses. Alpha-neurotoxin, the active component most found in snake venoms, operates by attaching itself to acetylcholine receptor molecules on the surface of the muscle cells. These receptors are intended to accept information from neurons instructing the muscles to contract or relax. However, alpha-neurotoxins disrupts the signals, paralyzing and eventually killing the sufferer. Sarah Fuchs of the Weizmann Institute Immunology Department in Israel, an expert of the physiology of nerve muscle joints, studied the molecular structures of acetylcholine receptors and discovered that those in mongooses and snakes are shaped in such a way that snake venom cannot attach to them. Snake venom has a little effect on the receptors, which may still send information from neurons to muscles. We carefully examined the receptor molecules on the muscles of the mongoose and discovered that the structure was somewhat different from receptors on mammals, such as mice, that are killed by snakebite. Fuchs adds, similar modifications occur in snakes to prevent poisoning by their own toxins. Fuchs and her colleagues were also successful in altering the shape of mongoose receptors to match those seen in animals susceptible to snake venom. We could turn a mongoose into a mouse in terms of muscle receptors. The mongoose is not completely resistant to the cobra's venom. However, there must be a significant quantity of venom present for the mongoose to perish. The cobra can only bite the mongoose if its jumps are incorrect. It seldom loses the struggle since it is thought that roughly 8 times the quantity of venom necessary to kill a rabbit is required to kill a mongoose. The mongoose wins between 75 and 80% of all battles between cobras and mongooses. The mongoose might die from eating the poison from the cobra. Several mongooses have died after consuming a venomous snake and having its fangs penetrate its stomach lining. You must be wondering that science and venom immunity is fine, but how is the mongoose's offense? Let us know about how the creature fights poisonous snakes in detail. The king cobra may grow to be 20 feet long. Despite its small size, the mongoose is capable of leaving the cobra impotent by biting its head and neck. Most snakes avoid fighting mongooses, but if they are surrounded and unable to flee, they will try to fight. The mongoose's attacks are lightning fast. It may readily avoid cobra attacks by jumping. It may bite deep into the skull if it holds the cobra right. The cobra may attempt to defend itself by winding itself around the mongoose. The mongoose, on the other hand, will always overcome it in a couple of minutes. Aside from humans and mongooses, few other creatures are cobra predators. The cobra eats many large animals than the mongoose, but it will never prey on the mongoose. In most situations, the mongoose does not consume the cobra after it has been killed. It consumes everything, including the venom sacs, when this occurs. But it's not the cobras that need to be afraid of the predatory mongoose. Even the most venomous snakes, like the black mamba, whose bite is enough to kill 15 humans at once, succumb to the agility and immunity of the mongoose. Rattlesnakes have been a difficult prey for mongooses, but many times those sharp claws and dangerous fangs of the mongoose have been too tough to handle for the reptile. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button below, followed by the subscribe button. Finally, the bell button next to you ensures that you never miss any of our content. You may also share our videos and come back to see what else we have to offer. See you in the next video.